following the progress of it.
Right.
So let us know what it is that you did first of all.
Well, for all this time we've been asking the banks for the original note, and I think we've already determined that they don't have it. So it's kind of like, all this other stuff that people do, trying to attack a little violation of a procedure here or there. It's like hacking at the branches of a tree.
Mm.
Now, by going right after the Federal Reserve and asking for the note or proof that they have the note and when they got it and how much money the bank got through their transaction when they cashed that note in at the discount window of the Federal Reserve, we're hacking at the roots of the tree. That's the proof. There is no
Absolutely.
better proof than that to prove that the bank doesn't have standing. That's what everybody in this country needs to do that has a mortgage, even those that have lost their homes and everything else, subpoena the Federal Reserve. And when the Federal Reserve gets buried in subpoenas, maybe it'll send a message to them that we're catching on to their fraud.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no statute of limitations on fraud. It could be if you lost your house 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That's
Doesn't
right.
doesn't matter.
You need to look up Hazel Atlas Glass, 1944. It established that there's no statute of limitations on fraud.
Yeah, that's something that people, even if you're like trying to recover from the situation, not to lose sight of that
Right.
this is not
Yeah.
over.
The older it is, the longer it is you may have lost your house, the less likely it is you'll get the house back. But you would be compensated for its value.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because you can go after triple damages.
Triple damages.
Wow.
That is great.
Well, here's something that not too many people know about. It's called the 1926 Banking Act. And in that, it's stipulated that for every $2 on deposit, the bank could loan out up to $100. The interest rate was to be 2%. Number three was that if the borrower defaulted, the bank was required to write the loan off. And the fourth item was that foreclosures were prohibited. Now that's never been repealed. It's still a valid law. It has been removed from the law library, so because they buried it.
Yeah.
I know somebody that has a copy of it, and they have a stack of documents, about 3 reams of paper of court cases where people have used that 1926 Banking Act to get their foreclosures dismissed.
Oh wow.
So it's just a matter of time before that comes out, and that's why all these foreclosures are illegal. And when you think about it, when a bank loan is just a bookkeeping entry, why should a bank have the right to take your property if they don't have a damn nickel invested in it?
Exactly.
Yeah, so true.
And we've got documents. I sent them to Sheriff Mary. I sent them to Brenda, and I sent them to Sheriff Conley in New Hampshire tonight.
Tonight?
Yep. And what they need to do is they need to take those to a law professor and get them to prove that they're wrong. That'll be
Now,
fun.
why'd you
That'll
send
keep them
them
busy.
to you send them to Conway?
Sheriff Christopher Conley in New Hampshire,
Conway.
Carroll County, New Hampshire. He started a mortgage fraud task force, and that's what needs to happen here.
Yeah.
I've been just kind of waiting. I'd like to see Sheriff Mary do that because
Yeah.
we could bring him up to speed pretty fast.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to because they don't want to be aware of the fraud because they want to continue doing what they're doing for the courts.
Right.
But, it's all going to come out. The people have had it.
Right.
They've had it.
Yeah,
They ruined my life. They took my business. I had over $200,000 in 20 years invested. And then they took my house, which was worth almost $200,000.
Now, was
And
your
then I got
business
cancer.
attached to your house?
What's that?
Your business, was it attached to your house?
Basically, yes, through a fraudulent document.
Mm.
It was tied to the real estate, and that's all fraudulent. I think they converted my truck loan into a mortgage-backed security and sold it out.
Really?
Yep. Also, there's a $64,000 loan that got filed in my name that I knew nothing about until just a year or two ago. that credit union did.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know where that money went. Somebody tucked that in their pocket somewhere, but it showed up on my credit report.
And you didn't sign anything?
Nope, I knew nothing about it. So if there's
Wow.
a signature on there that spells out my name, it's not my signature, it's fraud.
Wow.
These guys don't care.
Nope.
They don't care at all.
Yeah, just a little tidbit for courtroom stuff. If an attorney ever hands you a piece of paper that's just a photocopy and asks you if is that your name, you can lawfully say no, because it's a photocopy.
Well, speaking of copies, they use a copy of your promissory note to file into court. So what would be wrong with taking a picture of your house and walking into court and say, here's a copy of my house to satisfy your copy of the note? Think about it.
That's right.
Same thing, ain't it?
That's right.
Yep. Yep. Or ask the judge to say, if I were to make a photocopy of a $20 bill and take it downtown and try to spend it,
Right.
I'd be thrown in jail.
Right.
This is exactly what the bank is doing.
Only they're stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of property.
Right.
They're making a photocopy of the note and trying to pass it off as the real thing.
And what are they
And here's a
doing
copy of my ass, so you can kiss it.
Jesus Christ.
It is a beautiful night out here.
The crickets
It's very
sound
nice.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Very calm.
A little
Stars are out.
buggy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't eat much.
Yeah.
I don't know, I brought my
Didn't you
bug
say you could
spray.
see the Milky Way up here normally?
Yeah, if we kill all the lights, then you can
yeah.
probably see it. It is a fairly clear night.
Okay.
On the cooler nights, especially in the